Let's rock! Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. This is the show where I show off some stuff I picked up from my collection, and on occasion I actually go out into the wild and do some game hunting. Haven't really been able to do that as of late. Working on it though. Hopefully we'll do another out in the wild episode soon, but for now it's mostly pickup stuff. But this week has some cool ones. So if you watched my episode from last week, you might recall that I have a little bit of a beef with Amazon because I had an item that I pre-ordered that did not ship until the Monday after it was supposed to come out. Well, it's finally coming today, supposedly. If you saw the intro, you have an idea of what it is. And I'm going to do basically a deep dive into that. So this is not going to be a very heavy pickups focused episode. We're more so going to focus on that because that's kind of awesome. But I did pick up a couple games and I figured I'd show them off real quick before we go into our deep dive of my big purchase. We're going to start off with a game that I was supposed to have a couple weeks ago, and one thing I've noticed about my current apartment is that it can be kind of challenging to find my address. I don't know why. A lot of it's because the buildings all look the same and the apartment numbers repeat. But in front of each building, there's a sign that says which address it is. Most of the time it's just people don't read it. And sometimes online they omit the apartment number even though I put it in, and that's I think what happened here. So I ordered this game from a very small seller, and it got returned to sender because apparently the apartment number was not included. Well, the guy said that as soon as it came back, he would reship it out and fix the address, and he did that. It didn't come until a good probably week and a half, 2 weeks later, but I still got it. The main reason why I picked this up is because it has the potential to be one of those kind of rare games. I did open it, unfortunately, because of course, when I got my copy, the disc was loose, and I tried the method to put it back into the spindle. I couldn't get it no matter what I did, so I just opened it. I probably shouldn't have done that, but I feel I'd rather have an open copy than a sealed copy with the disc loose that could potentially get damaged. So I got Boxville on the PS5. This is from a very small studio. The fact that this got a physical release is kind of surprising to me. I bought it from Limited Legacy Games, which is kind of like Limited Run, but they do like very, very, very small games. Apparently this game is like an hour long. I paid $40 for it. Kind of a ripoff, but this game looks charming, and I have a feeling it's going to be a rare PS5 game. So that's why I snagged it. So pay $40, not terrible. I think it'll be a fun addition to my collection. And then the other one is a game that I've been wanting to get since it came out. I couldn't get it when it came out because of my situation. But this past week I found it on sale. Now granted, it wasn't a huge sale. It was only like $7 off. But any sale was good enough of a reason for me to grab it. And that is the Apollo Justice Ace Attorney trilogy on the Switch. This is a collection of Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, as well as the two Ace Attorney games that appeared on the 3DS eShop. So these are kind of besides the main DS trilogy, these are kind of some of the odds and ends. I think we're really just missing Miles Edgeworth, which there was a game for Miles Edgeworth. Maybe a few other games here and there. But this is the vast majority of the remaining Ace Attorney games. I love the Ace Attorney series. It's fun, it's wacky. They're really good games. I am going to buy the Japanese physical copy of this. Even though I have the digital one, I want a physical copy of Ace Attorney, the original trilogy. So I'm going to buy that eventually. But I have this one, which came out in English, so pretty happy with that. And that's probably it when it comes to game purchases for this episode. So we're going to spend a lot of time talking about the big purchase, which, I mean, there's no point in me hiding it anymore considering it was in the intro. I got the X-Men 97 Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Arcade 1-Up. Now, I've never owned an Arcade 1-Up before. I know there's mixed opinions about Arcade 1-Up. Some people love them, some people really don't. But Corey and I are huge fans of the Marvel vs. Capcom series. And when they first announced the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 arcade cabinet, both of us were like, yeah, if we're going to ever get something cool like that for our apartment, it needs to be that one. Well, then they revealed this one, which is a deluxe cabinet, so it does not have a riser. It's a better, like it's an upgraded version of the same cabinet. Plus it has X-Men 97 branding on it, which is really cool. And as we know now, we didn't know this when I pre-ordered the cabinet, but as we know now, X-Men 97 is awesome. So yeah, let's go take a look at the Marvel vs. Capcom X-Men 97 cabinet, and we'll go from there. It finally arrived. So this is a look at the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 X-Men 97 edition Arcade 1-Up. This came out a week ago. I just got it yesterday. It's the same as the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Arcade 1-Up, but branded like X-Men 97. I'm excited because I'm a huge Marvel vs. Capcom 2 fan. So is Corey. So of course we were talking, if we were ever to get one of these, we want the Marvel vs. Capcom one, and this one fit the bill. Plus, I was able to pre-order it and get $100 off, which is what I did, which is why I was disappointed that it didn't come until a week later. But what's important is I got it, and now we're going to set it up. I'm going to help Corey, or recruit Corey, and we're going to work on this and hopefully give you some gameplay and how it looks when it's finished, and talk about the setup process as well. This isn't a how-to video on how to build these, by the way. We're not going to do that. But we'll at least talk about how we thought the setup process was. And yeah, I'm excited to set this bad boy up. So it's been a few hours now, and this is the progress we have made so far on the cabinet. We're getting real close. The structure is pretty much done. Corey's working on the last interior part of the structure. And then I think we're about to start putting in the actual electronic stuff. So the control panel, getting everything connected the way it's supposed to, and then hopefully soon we'll be able to light this bad boy up and take you for a ride. And just like that, after 3 hours of work, it is complete. Let's power it on, shall we? 4 hours. There's the marquee. And here's the boot screen.
Let's rock.
And you get a little X-Men 97 splash screen. And then boom. After copyright stuff, we're in the menu where you can see all the games. Of course, the marquee game that we're all excited about is Marvel vs. Capcom 2. They also got the original, Marvel vs. Street Fighter, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes, X-Men Children of the Atom, Mutant Apocalypse, War of the Gems. So a bunch of good games on here that we can play, but of course, this is the main one. This is the reason why we got this cabinet, is to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Yeah. It looks great. Corey, after all that work, how do you feel?
I'm relieved.
It works?
Yeah.
It looks great too. Like, honestly, I think we did a really good job.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, this is in our room. This is in our house now.
Yeah.
Like,
that's amazing.
We could just play an arcade machine in our living room. How amazing is that?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, we just finishing everything, so we're gonna play a game just because we can, and we gotta test it properly. But yeah, that is the setup, and that is the X-Men '97 Marvel vs. Capcom arcade one-up setup. And it's beautiful. All right, I figured we'd let's get some Marvel vs. Capcom 2 gameplay while we're here. Corey's playing. So we'll see how he does. You'll probably destroy my first place on here. I played arcade mode for 3 rounds just to get first place, so that's all. Yeah, it does that. I don't know why it does that. It's really annoying.
I don't want this guy.
Huh? That clown face stage is so iconic. Alright, let's see how Corey does. He went with an all Capcom team. I typically go mostly Marvel except for Mega Man, because I like Mega Man. He's good in this game. I will say, the one time I fought Ruby Heart, she kicked my ass, so. Ah, Strider. That was the guy you didn't want?
Yeah.
Okay.
Smart ball.
Nice! Defeated Iron Man. Now it's Morgan versus Morgan in a mirror match. Is Ruby Heart also from Darkstalkers?
I don't think so.
Okay. Oh, I mean, she seems like she could be, but I don't know. Oh, that's cool. I know Morgan is from Darkstalkers. Nice. Ouch. Oh, there we go. That's not chaotic at all. Nice. You got 5 seconds. I think you still win because you have all 3 of yours left. Oh, that was pointless, Akuma. I think you win. What?
I lost?
How? You have 3 people left. That's ridiculous. Well, you can try again with heroes you actually want to use. We'll do that.
Strider wasn't too bad though.
No, he didn't seem like it, yeah. You should go rogue. She was pretty good, yeah. Morgan again. That's a combo. Mega Man, Colossus, and Captain America.
Good work, soldier.
No.
Good work, soldier.
Again? Jeez. There we go. Bye, Mega Man. There you go. Get him, Rogue. I'm sure Colossus and Rogue have fought before. Yeah, there we go. Dang, he blocked. It's the worst when you do your super and he blocks. Good switch in. Oh, you almost got him. Damn it, you did that again. He's not invincible during that, I don't think. I think he's just powered up.
Yeah.
Okay, one down. Okay, that's good. That did a lot of damage to Captain America. Hopefully that's enough to win. Hey! Finally! Good job. That was so close. Good job. Alright, so after a interesting episode, kind of unique to this series, to be honest. We did kind of a product review in the middle of a Bargain Game Hunter episode, but there you go. I guess before we do our final recap, I'll share my overall thoughts on the X-Men 97 Arcade 1-Up. I like it. It's really cool. Visually, it's super impressive. Love the side artwork. The marquee looks good. The screen is really nice. It's very sharp. The only complaints that I have, it is a pain in the ass to set up, but I think that's just part of it. Because once it's put together, like, it's pretty rock solid. They do a good job of making sure when you put this thing together, they're like, it's not going to break easily. It's very well put together. So I like it a lot. I think it's a very good machine. I think it's good quality. The only thing I'm not super thrilled about, as you saw to an extent last night, the control deck appears to be a little finicky. We've had a few instances where, like, if you hit buttons too hard, it'll, like, say, oh, the player 2 button was hit, or it'll do something that you don't want it to do. I'm not sure how much of that is the software and how much of that is the hardware. It appears if you don't like super mash the buttons, it's less likely to happen. So I'll have to do some digging to figure out what's causing that. More than likely, that's what it is. Worst comes to worst, I can look up a tutorial to maybe replace the buttons with better buttons at some point. But for now, I think I'm okay with it. I just hope that that problem isn't as like consistent. It was for a little bit. Yesterday I played, I think, 3 games of arcade mode, and all 3 of them until the last one, right around stage 3, it would say a new player joined when nobody pressed the player 2 button, and it messed up my arcade run. So, well, it didn't, because if you just select players and beat them, then your arcade run continues, so it's not the end of the world. But yeah, so overall, I like it. It's good. I think if you want a statement piece in your collection, and if you are a big fan of X-Men or Marvel vs. Capcom fighting games, you'll probably like it. I'd say casual fans, it's probably not worth the $500 just because it is a lot of money and there's a lot involved. Plus, it does take up a decent amount of space. I mean, you need a good amount of space for it. It's not something you can just shove in a corner. I mean, especially because like you want people to see the artwork on the sides. You want people to have room to play it. So the space that we put it in is kind of small. It's going to get a little bit bigger once we declutter that area of our living room, but it's a fairly small space. But overall, I think it's a good spot. So, but yeah, that's my little mini review of the X-Men 97 Arcade 1-Up. So let's go ahead and get to the recap. We're going to start off. I've only got 3 things to talk about, so this is a very quick recap. We'll start off with Boxville on the PS5. I did have to open it, unfortunately, because the disc was loose, but unique looking game. I figure it's a good addition to my collection because it's probably not going to be very widespread. I paid $40. It's worth $40. There hasn't been any update in the price as of yet. That will probably change in the future, but for now, it's just what I paid for it. Next, we have the Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy. This one I'm going to open intentionally because I want to play these games. I'm a big fan of Phoenix Wright. I have the original trilogy digitally on Switch, and now I have this one physically. I also have Great Ace Attorney Chronicles physically on Switch. So I will be getting the Japanese import of the original trilogy to round out the physical collection, but I got both the US releases. This is the lesser known games. The only one we're really missing is Miles Edgeworth and like I think maybe a couple other spin-off games. But I'm glad this came over to the Switch and now you can play these games on modern console. Paid $43, this one's worth $46, so it's not a huge bump up in value, but it's something. And then last but certainly not least, we have our X-Men 97 Arcade 1-Up. I don't really have to spend any more time talking about it. We spent 2/3 of the episode talking about it, so I paid $500. It's worth $500. There's no bump up or drop in value because it just came out. And that's it. Different episode this week, but hopefully you enjoyed it. I'm not sure if there's going to be another new episode next week. It might be a little bit, but we'll see. But I do have another Bargain Game Hunter 101 episode that I filmed that will probably be released next week if I don't have a new Bargain Game Hunter. So be on the lookout for that. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're new around here, be sure to hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell. That way you know when new videos drop. And I'll see you on the next Bargain Game Hunter. Bye-bye.